Thursday, July 24th, and I am just getting the YouTube stream set up, tweeted out on the other computer. So 2 seconds with me while I get that tweeted out. What do you guys think? You like the new haircut? Definitely went and got some assistance. I enjoyed all those colors. However, my hair did not. My hair was toasted, so I had to chop a good 8 inches off. It's okay. It's all good. It will grow back again. So let me copy this and tweet it out up here. Super, super duper easy, right? I wonder if I can do it from the other one here. Let's go here. 2 seconds. Ay. Cancel that. Yes. Discard. Okay. Sorry. Let's see if I can share it from here. Options. There we go. Beautiful. So today we're going to talk more about the banks. I sort of dropped a bomb yesterday when I was on with Ticker Talker, and definitely some things for people to think about, right? With the banks, if everybody really went to the bank right now and asked for their money that shows on their statement, we'd be in trouble because of the fractional banking system that has been set up. That fractional banking system really has made it so that the banks are able to take your money, my money, everybody's hard-earned money, and make money with it. And now the bank requirements are down to 0 as of March of 2020. And I will pull that up on the computer over here. So I want to start off with that. So let's look at Fed Reserve.gov. Let's go here. All right, so let me pull it up on the other screen. Hello, Terry. Hello, Samuel. And what am I thinking about Clay Crypto? Dave, we can look at it. I'm not sure that I have any opinion on it. I'd have to look at it because I don't know it. So let me see. Policy tools. Let's go reserve requirements. And I found a really cool blog post that I put out on Twitter about the repo rates. Basically, when they increase the repo rates, it's a way for them to increase interest rates for the hedge funds and other little companies that are putting money or borrowing money from the Fed, directly from the Fed outside of the banks, which I found was very, very interesting. So let's see, here we go. Federal Reserve requirements, 2021, amending Federal Reserve requirements, liabilities, subject reserve requirement of not more than 3%. This amount is in low tranche, will remain 0, right? Look at this. Reserve requirements will remain 0. So, oh, it's great, Steve. It's great. I just need to have a bit more free time to go out and enjoy that NSX. But there is an amazing video that is going to be coming out, a professional video all about it. Likely going to be with Accurate Canada too. So it's pretty cool. We have a nice connection with them. They're great people. Yes, bank stress test is coming out at 4:30 today on Forex Factory right here. And so we had negative unemployment numbers, and the stock market is going to new highs. Kind of weird, right? Bad number for core durable goods, lower than expected. Inventory numbers are higher than expected, and yet the market is rising. More fact to me that the market is manipulated. In fact, everyone's, how can we be hitting new highs? How can you have a bearish view on the market right now? We tend to hit new highs to suck buyers in for the big guys to sell to them. We have had some crazy dark pool activity, very abnormal dark pool activity. If we also go, let's go here. I was looking at seasonality for Target and Walmart. Buffett steps down from Gates Foundation as a trustee, probably the main headlines, and he is donating 4.1 billion, right? That's kind of weird. There might have been some prints that we saw today in relation to this 4.1 billion of him stepping down. Kind of interesting, right? Buffett is stepping down from being at the helm of Berkshire Hathaway. Bezos is stepping down. Zuckerberg, I believe too, wasn't he stepping down? I think he was. And Gates, no, it was Gates that was stepping down, and Bezos, maybe Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey are next. But it's kind of interesting that all these bigwigs of these really big FANG stocks are really taking a back seat. And so, yeah, it's not just yet. I would really watch 415.50 right here. So let's put it on a weekly chart. If we pull back on a weekly chart over here, we look like we have taken back everything that we lost last week, but let's take it one step further. Let's look at a monthly chart. Actually, let's go to a 14-day chart. Let's do that, 14 days. Right? So we have been still in this slow upward incline right here, but last week was pretty good. DOGE. So really below 412, really 414.50 is really the area that I'm watching over here. So if I draw it right here, 14.50 right here. If we go below there, I think that's really going to be the clincher, even more so down here. We go below 411.66, watch out. We did have Michael Blurry come out and tweet this week that he was expecting the biggest drop ever in the stock market, and then he closed out his Twitter account. So that's kind of speculative, right? Let me see if I can find that anywhere. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. So I don't know if it was under Scion Capital. I know somebody had captured it, and I have to see if I can find that for you guys. But it's very, very interesting. Also seen some crazy stuff in the mortgage area. So keeping eyes peeled on that. If you guys are new to dark pools and you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out thedarkpools.com. There's actually a free room where you can come and learn a little bit, but I also teach twice a week in the training pit. Yes, John McAfee supposedly committed suicide in prison. So did who else? Epstein. Kind of weird. That we'll see if there's any correlation there. Supposedly there was also some potential triggers that might happen if that were to be the case. He was posting, hey, if I were to commit suicide, it wasn't me. So that leads me to believe that maybe there was some foul play at hand. Maybe a little witness protection. Not sure what it was, but let's see if I do Michael Blurry. I'm trying to see if I can find it on Twitter. Uh-oh, I think my daughter just fell. I just heard something, but I will have to deal with that. All right. So checking this out, let's see what a 10-day chart looks like. I'm just curious to see if we can see that consolidation anymore. Yeah, so you can see really right here, 420 as well. Pretty strong resistance, just trying to break it back. This was a down, come right back in, and we will see. Elon Musk's birthday is coming. The bigwigs are now in self-actualization mode. Maybe they are planning a big trip into space, or they'll plan on disappearing like the CEOs from Atlas Shrugged. Well, we do know that Bezos is due to send himself and his brother up to space, so maybe that will happen. Who knows, right? All right. So we were looking at that the federal effective rates will remain at 0. So does anybody know what it means when the Federal Reserve requirements are at 0 with fractional banking? I'm going to put it in here because this is really important. Do you guys know what that means? Anybody? So fractional banking, it used to be at 3%. But here's an example of 10%. Right here. You know what? Let's go back. I want to make that a big picture. right here. Let's do this. Open a new tab. Get rid of this one and this one right here. Okay, so since March of 2020, that's right, Mr. Smith. Since March of 2020, the banks have been at a big old fat goose egg for reserve requirements. This example is when they had 10% of reserve requirements. So at 10%, somebody, me, I put in $1,000. Okay, they can loan out $900 to you and $100 has to stay in the bank. Then they go back, rinse and repeat, put in $900, right? Somebody's paying back. Well, then 90% has to go into the bank, 810 can go out. They can do this 33 times. So if the banking reserve requirements are 0, how much do they have to have in the bank? Anybody can answer that? Anybody? If this is 10%, and after the third time, it's $271. If it's 0%, you got it, Brent. So how much money is in the banks right now since March of 2020? How much have we seen the stock market shoot higher? Where are they putting the money? Likely into the stock market. What happens when they take the money out of the stock market? Does it go back to everybody that they paid back? Are the banks going to crash? We also saw that the Supreme Court found the federal housing unconstitutional. This was yesterday, right? They determined that the federal Housing Finance Agency was ruled unconstitutional. Do you know what happened to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac yesterday? Let's look at them. There we go. Freddie Mac crashed. Fannie Mae crashed, right? Let's look back on the daily chart. Where were we? May, we were back here at $1.50. Let's go back to a monthly chart and let's look and see where were we. Oh, look, it came down to 30 cents back in 2008. Well, do you know that there has been a lot of dark pool activity in mortgages? The CDC just held off on their moratorium on foreclosures for another month to the end of, so let's see, CDC foreclosure. Let's see, I bet you it'll pop up in the news today. Eviction moratorium, they just postponed it an extra month. Extends the eviction ban 1 month, right here, 1 hour ago from the White House, Biden-Harris administration. Isn't that interesting? It says the Biden-Harris administration. So we're looking at this. Hey, so they said the CDC. Since when does something that has to do with Center for Disease have the right to say about evictions, right? Does that make any sense whatsoever? You'd think it would be the Fed, not a Center for Disease Control, that would be talking about it, right? That's a red flag, right? Why are they the ones to say no to eviction moratoriums? What gives them the right to say no, right? And when we look at the Forex numbers as well, yesterday we had the home sales. Sorry, I'm jumping around a lot today, but a lot to get in. New home sales were down yesterday, and existing home sales, I think, were up slightly the day before. Existing home sales were up slightly the day before. So when we look at all of this stuff, we're starting to see the Fed is talking about interest rates coming up. We have a lot of Fed talk happening, which is abnormal. We don't usually see all this Fed talk happening. Let's also go to, let's see if this was postponed today, SEC meeting schedule, right? throwing a lot of other stuff in today just to keep your eye on, because there's always underlying currents of things that are happening, especially in politics. So the meetings today, June 10th. No, I don't want webcaps. I want meetings. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong one. Here we go. Closed door meeting. Upcoming events. Here we go. That's what I needed. Upcoming events. Closed door meeting. Oh, seriously? They canceled it again? They've been scheduling this every week and canceling it. Federal Register citation of previous announcement. June 23rd, 2021. Previously announced time and date of the meeting. Thursday, June 24th, has been canceled. No rescheduling. So the Closed Door Act, or excuse me, the Sunshine Act is closed door as well when it has to do with national security, stuff that will have to do with institutions, stock exchanges, things that could be a really interesting news to everyone in the country. So they keep it closed because it could likely have a massive effect. So that's why it's closed door. And then they only release what they want to release. Yes, fed up with all of this news, right? Definitely fed up. So it's very interesting, Terry. You know, I would say with the fractional banking, right? If we look at this, that I would say maybe you want to have some money on hand, right? With all of the hacking that's happening. Oh, another big thing. Let's go. BIS, CBDC. This is big, big news. You guys hear me talking about digital currencies, central bank digital currencies. Here we go. Central bank digital currencies get the full BIS backing from Reuters. This happened the 23rd, so yesterday, for Bank for International Settlements. So in other words, if you guys missed my banking workshop that's down in the description down below, talking about the evolution of banking, what cryptos to potentially look at to position yourself for the future of the new banking system, it's all in there. It's right at the top of the description segment, and check it out, because we're hearing it internationally as of yesterday that this is happening. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when. Mr. Smith, I'm sure the meetings are going on for our own good, of course. Yeah, Mr. Smith, wink, wink, right? Yeah, it's all for our own good. Let's hide public information from the public so that they don't overreact potentially. Like the fact that zero bank reserves, that's not good for the banks. That's not good for the people, right? You put your money in, they can rinse and repeat 33 times before they it makes sense to me that the market has just screamed higher. The Fed is printing money like crazy. They are buying mortgage-backed securities for the past 2 months. And now all of a sudden, hey, it's unconstitutional. Oh, let's just wipe all that debt that we purchased back, right? So keep your eyes on Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Freddie. I always get them confused. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's go on to the indexes. 1 month. No, we want to look at the 24 hours. Let's go to our two charts together. So again, I went over this. I would watch the 415 level like a hawk. If we go back down there and drop below, 420 is pretty strong too. Right here, you can see 420. Those are some dark pool areas to watch. What has been happening with the volume on the S&P 500 since March? We have been dropping. That's supposed to be up here. Like that, right? So every 10 days, it seems like it's lower, 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 except for right here where we bounced off of this trend line, which was from a high back in the past, right over here. It was from the highs from April of 2018 to October of 2018. That was that trend line prior to the crash, right? So we will see not crash, but correction. So if we're not able to hold that, I would definitely keep on watch. Now we've got the Qs moving up again today. Apple is definitely part of that. Microsoft as well. Let's look at it on a shorter term chart here. So when we look at it, we have a bit of an ascending wedge over here. Let's do this to right here. And let's set this up as an orange line and let's make it dotted. All right, so if we close below this over here, we were up above it. Maybe we'll make it yellow, is easier, right? And maybe we'll make it thicker. So if we close below this, we could see another, let's put this over here and like this. I would watch for a pull back down over here to 344. If we drop below 344, I would say sayonara. Probably we'll see a bigger move back down. Let me turn off some of these. I don't need those all on. All right, Russell as well. Russell's been just trading sideways over here. Let's look at this weekly chart. So right over here, very similar, right? We're just sort of going sideways on the Russell. Very small movement to the upside, but we're within this box. So are we going to break out up here, or are we going to come back down and break down below? Actually, we could probably tighten this up over here to right there. So I'd really keep it on watch to see, are we going to break down below 220 or break up above 232.50? That's my upper bound right there, 232.50. Right there. That's the number that I would be watching to see. We've just sort of, we had a nice move since April. 2020 came all the way up, and now we seem to just be going sideways. Not your typical movement for the Russell at this time of year. Let's all be banks of our own. Yeah, well, you know what, Samuel? If everybody, we're collective, right? As we as the people, if we do something all together, we make a decision to do something all together, that really, in essence, takes away the power from the banks. So if we all said, you know what, I'm going cash and I'm going to crypto, what's it going to do? Inflate the crypto market and also destroy the banks. They don't have any money to trade with. Their business model of using other people's money is only good if people put their money in the banks. So if every time you got a paycheck, you withdrawed it and you went cash, guess what? They don't have that money, right? They don't have your money to play with. Right now, your money is numbers on a statement, numbers on a computer screen, and they're using it. So just keep that in mind. All right, Dow Jones as well. Also, when we look at, let's go here. Let's go to IWM. I want to show you guys something else. So should all that happen with the banks, right? Let's look at, it's going to populate and show me the class. Doesn't have the breakdown. I think it has, it's not on this one, it's on another one. Maybe it's the, not expense fund flows, charts, performance, technicals, fact sheet. Hold on. If I go to IWM, financials, it should give me the percentage. I think it's ET. Here we go. So IWM is 21% financials, right? So if we lose XLM, QQQ is none. If we look at the SPY, I believe that's the next one with 17%, 17.5%. SPY financials, does it tell me? Financials is 11.2% here. And let's go to DIA. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Dow Jones Industrial ETF. Let's break it down this way. It's not, nope, it's not this one. I want ETF.com, I think. Let's go ETF.com. This one will show it to us really easily. Yeah, and we'll look at SPY as well, S&P 500. So when we look at this, the financials are 15.7% of Dow Jones Industrial Average. And so that leaves me to believe that the SPY is 17.25% when we look at it. So when we look at all of this, should the power of the banks go away? Yeah, 13% for the SPY. Should the banks go away, we will see 13% of the S&P 500 draw it down. We will see 21% of the Russell, and we will see 15% of Dow Jones. Or was it? Yeah, it was 15% of Dow Jones. So looking at all of that, banks will play a big role. If they start to fall down, the market will start to fall as well, which is also part of the reason why we saw such a big decline last week. If we look at XLF, the financials, right? We look at XLF on a 24-hour chart. Look at what happened. It pulled back in a big way. It's in a bit of a bounce right now. We had big activity right here. Yeah, and when you look at US Fed dollar, right? You look at this. Where's a good close-up? I want to see the close-up where it shows. It says this is legal tender. It's a Federal Reserve note. This is legal tender for debt. But this doesn't say it. Does it say it right here? This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. This happened 1971. That we were taken off of the Bretton Woods gold standard, where it was backed by gold. So this piece of paper, so it's like me saying, all right, guess what? This piece of paper is worth $100. Why? Because I said so. And it's agreed upon around the world. That's the US dollar right now. It's a piece of paper that everybody agrees is worth a certain amount. What happens when they print so much that it's not worth that certain amount, too? So watching this for sure, maybe the 36.55 area right here will be a strong area to watch from the past for the banks. Usually we want to see the volume continuing, not dropping as we're going up. Right now we have a divergence, right? Here was confirmation that it was moving to the downside. We had movement down, and this is that over extreme, a lot of volume came in, and now it's really making me think, hey, you know what? Michael Burry saw this too. Saw all of the printing of money. Ray Dalio has been talking about it for years. Gann with his 12-year cycles of the market. This, in my opinion, is going to be what draws it down. This is what drew down the market back in 2008 with the financial crisis, the Great Recession they called it. Well, this could be worse, because if the banks and the Fed don't have any money, right, then how are they going to bail us out? That's my soapbox for today. All right, so let's look at big boys. Let's look at Apple. Likely up today based on the fact that the indexes are up, and actually we're down today, 19 cents. But it was up and then pulled back down. Oh yeah, Samuel, I'll check it out for you. And if you guys like my live stream, you'd like to donate, I do have a link to buy me a coffee down below. So I will, yes, he said mother of all crashes, Michael Burry. And now it is a mess. Also, if this were to go down, I do have a Telegram channel so that if my Twitter goes down, everything goes down. I do have Telegram if you guys need that. Yeah. You know what, Asif, those people that are ready and have positioned themselves will make money. So let's look at Lens. So Lens right here, Lennar, I see this, right? Came up, tested it, and maybe a bit of a downward wedge right here that we can see. It dropped below it and popped right back up here. So is this going to be the bottom? I would watch 91 for support. It might come back down, test 91, and then move to the upside. The fact that it does not come all the way back down to the lower bounds would be confidence to me that this would break out to the upside. In fact, the downward wedge is one of the top performing setups for the stock market. Hello, sorry I'm late, busy bee these days with work. Oh, no worries, Salvatore. All right, so that's Lens. So let's look at Apple. Only 7 have lived. I'm not sure I know what you mean, Samuel. So here we have Apple. So I'll have to adjust this because we did set a new high over here, right? Miss you, do I trade Bitcoin? Aaron, I don't trade Bitcoin. I do watch the chart, but I do not personally trade Bitcoin. And for the record, I do not trade anybody else's money. I know that there are a lot of scammers out there that use my face to try to extort money from others, and I'm sorry if anybody has been hurt by that, but it is not me. I will not ask you for your money to trade money. Back in 2020, Bill Ackman came on CNBC, released 2 tiers and crashed the market. Then he made $1 billion from that. Yeah, we'll look at, we'll check those out and add. I have it on my list today. So Apple, I'm just checking out the major ones first. So Apple, we have a bit of a descending triangle down here. We'll see if this holds, if we can close up above this resistance or not. Yeah, I know, Aaron. They are inflating it right now, for sure. Ever since the new administration, really, it has gone all haywire since they cut back on the fracking in the U.S., which really helped to decrease the cost for Americans. Oh, thank you, Samuel. Yeah, if you have a second, if you guys will hit that like button, share. This is free information to help everyone. So like, share, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and share with your friends. All right, so Apple pulling back. On the shorter term, I would look to see, hey, are we going to hold this 132 level? You see how that was really a support over here? It fell and we broke down. Then we created a new support down here around 123. Resistance, we broke out, shot up, hitting this trend line, coming back to see if we can hold that 132 again. If that 132 breaks down and we have larger prints, then potential for this to draw down. We have a bit of a doji here, so this could be a reversal if we go ahead and we take out this wick from yesterday. Why am I on the daily? I like the 24-hour better. There we go. You can see actually we have dropped down. So let's see. Let's see what's going to happen there. All right, let's look at Microsoft as well. Microsoft is a bit stronger today, moving to the upside, up above 266.44. I see a little bit of a upward wedge as well. Right here, and this is a bit more extreme. This is almost like a parabolic move here, which this sort of rate of growth right here, 69 degrees, that is going to be fairly intense, and when those break down, they tend to break down more quickly. Just like this was a fairly fast decline, and look at how it broke up and it moved to the upside, and you can see almost a little bit of a wedge right here, that this is actually somewhat acting as a support area right here, the top line of this wedge. So if that breaks down, watch to see if it will pull back to this one, bounce, and then pull back further, maybe back down here to 250. All right, Facebook is moving higher. We had Amazon that was hitting the upside. Microsoft just released Windows 11. Yeah, we will see, Aaron. You know what? With all of this tracking that's going on, really makes me wonder what they've put in there. They had such a big problem with the information being leaked out to so many people before that maybe they just released a new Windows 11 trying to fix what was broken from before. So that's probably why many times when they do something free, it's not really for free. That would likely lead me to believe that everybody was affected by the hacking that happened before. Electrolytes were added. All right, so watch Facebook if it breaks down below 337. Right now it's screaming higher, but we have some selling wicks coming in here at the top, so keep that in mind. 337 area for Facebook. Amazon pulling back again, hit that 35.20 bearish reversal right there. So we'll keep this on watch. Anyone heard of Trader No. Nope, no idea. Yeah, no worries, Aaron. I appreciate that info. All right, so Google, we're slowly moving up. Again, a little bit of an upward wedge here, right? So keep that on watch. We had an upward wedge on the index and on financials, and that broke down. So keep this one on watch as well. If we break down over here below 2520, we'll likely see a bit of a move more down here, down to 2480, then on down to 2460. Watch the $20 increments for Google. All right, so let's look at Tesla. On my list today, Tesla was number one. Nice move to the upside. We did hit a moving average up here. I turned it off. Let's turn it back on, and you will see that we did almost come to the moving average up there at 794. Also resistance just before the 700 level, 697.60. Classic, $2.50 away. Are we going to go up there and hit 700, or did everybody jump in and sell just before? Likely they were jumping in to sell just before. A nice reversal pattern right there. Bed Bath & Beyond. So Bed Bath & Beyond came up, had no earnings today, but a big pre-market spike here and nice curl to the upside. Had it on my list, but it did not actually break out up above 31.25. And NDM have had this on watch for a little while now. We have been consolidating over here. We have an inverted head and shoulders. So I'd watch, let's see, 530, would watch for $3 move when we can break up above 850 with a strong close above 850 and volume. Would watch for this to move up to at least 1150 up here. Ericsson was on my list today earlier and had a bit of a movement, but not that much. The market has been really kind of weird lately. There have been some really strong moves, but then other ones have just been sort of sideways, right? They have not gone anywhere really quickly. So VTNR had a big move up and a little bit of a retracement here, but just sort of channeling. Anytime you see that sideways price action usually lends itself to bigger, higher volatility later. Wish came up. We've hit this moving average right here and slowly starting. We're in a little bit of a battle, so I'd watch for a close above 14 or a close below 1260. One way or the other, we will have a move. We have high volume on this spike up day, so are we going to close below that? That would be closing it down from 1260, moving it back down probably to the 50 simple moving average around 1120 here. AMC pulling back slightly, but two sort of sideways days, not a lot of movement, and really seems like positioning. Either if we go below 55 or above 59, that's when we're going to have that really big move with a close above or below. Rite Aid today had earnings, big drop to the downside. Also CVS was affected to this. We did hit the 200 simple moving average, and it found the support level right there today. So keep that on watch. If we break down below there, watch down for 1620. There was a video on Twitch the other day with John Bollinger on crypto. Pretty good. Nice, Mr. Smith. EDU was also on my list for today. Had a lot of consolidation down here. We broke above, and sure enough, once we broke above this level 840, it screamed higher. So nice 50-cent move up above 820. That was my level to go long. And One Spa, this is a lower float. It has, how much does it have? 57 million, so the same amount as GameStop. And once it broke above my $10 level, had a nice move, 10% move to the upside. All right, I know Mara. I was going to say, Nad, I knew you had another one. So Mara is the other one to check out. Right now it is moving to the upside. I didn't map the trade out today, but I would watch it. If it closes below this area right here, which you can see, hey, once it broke, it came up, it tested it, and it's shooting higher. Also with Bitcoin, let's pull up the Bitcoin chart right next to it. We'll do it on the daily, actually. So over here, we can see that the charts are fairly similar. That's 45 minutes, so hold on, 24-hour. I use the VIX for a reversal. When the VIX goes up, the majority of the markets go down and vice versa. Exactly, Samuel. That's actually an indicator of put buying on the S&P 500. So yes, it is an inverse relationship. So over here with Bitcoin, we are seeing a fairly similar movement. However, this is more smooth. This has broken. Let's turn on the 50 simple moving average over here. And you can see we are still a ways away from the 50 simple moving average because Bitcoin is 24 hours and Mara is not. So we do have a nice reversal pattern right here, long leg doji, and then we closed above it and continue to move higher. Would watch to see if we're able to break above 29.90, this candle right here. If we're able to break above that close, that might be a test and then rejection, which would also be roughly over here with the 20 simple moving average on Bitcoin. I also wanted to pull up this nice post someone sent to me. Hold on 2 seconds. It's going to take a second. So this is from XRP Lion that someone sent to me. If you guys want to check it out, the Fed and the SEC are playing out what's to be called the greatest Houdini show ever. So check this out. This talks about valuation for XRP. I am XRP Bull. Airplane Jane XRP Bull on Telegram. That is me. So check out this tweet from XRP Lion to see if you guys are also a fan of XRP. There are less than 3 million accounts out there. Let's go to XRP Wealth List. Right here. And oops, total number of accounts out there, 3.1 million. So if we look at, there's 7.8 billion people in the world, and this is 3.1 million. If you have a couple different crypto exchange accounts, you know, that's probably less than 1/1000% of all the people in the world own XRP. If this is used as that central bridge digital currency right here, he says the Fed is out of trial and action is required to complete the intended buyback. XRP is a bridge currency for central bridge digital currencies. Ripple's white paper says the company has released a white paper on the future of central bank digital currencies. Central bank digital currencies. So check out this tweet all about it and see. You know, you could be in the 1%, less than 1% of the world. Look, if you own 2,000 right now, XRP is hanging out at 68 cents for 68 cents US. So let's look at this, right? You go, you buy 2,034 at 68 cents, 2034 times 0.68, $1,300 investment, and you will be in the top 10% of holders for XRP, right? If this goes to 10,000 a coin, whoops, I don't know why I did that. If this goes to 10,000 a coin, it turns into 13 million for a $1,300 investment, right? No, incorrect. Incorrect math there. Scratch that. Times. Because you would have 2,034. You would have 20 million for a $1,300 investment. So we will see what happens. But check out my banking workshop that is down below in the description. You can see it down below. It is still available. Timing is of the essence. This is due to happen this year, that we will see the banking system change over. I covered a lot of that today. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. These are my official social media handles. I need to add my Telegram on there. But if you ever have any questions, you can also email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. That's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Carpe profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time.